Hi everyone, this is Board Games Bourbon. I'm Glenn Flaherty, and I'm going to talk to you about Cosmic Run Express, which is right in front of you. It is a new entry into the Cosmic Run line by Dr. Finn Games. This in particular is part of a new Kickstarter coming out that also has promotional cards for the roll and write version of the game and for Cosmic Run Regeneration, which I really consider Dr. Finn's crowning jewel in his accomplishment. Now this game here plays either solo or two-player. The two-player is better, but the solo is kind of fun too. It is essentially an abstract game, but it's decorated well. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get to these 3 planets before anyone else, before your opponent, whether it's an actual opponent or an artificial one, okay? Both ways, it kind of works the exact same way. And instead of having a second person in the solo, you're just discarding cards essentially, and you only have 4 rounds. Now, what you do to play this game is the following. You're going to see all the decision points as they unfold. So you have these planets here, 1, 2, and 3. They just kind of sit on the board, okay? But then you have these dials. These dials represent the distance you're going. It starts on 0, goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side, and then goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then ultimately 12 on the back. They also have colors on them. So if I were to look at this dial here, you would see that by the 0, let's see if we can get the focus on that there. If we look there on the 0, you can see that it's red. If we look at the 1, it's yellow. If we look at the 2, it's blue. And all these dials have different colors. That comes into play because the cards you play are going to have colors on them. Should the color that you play match the planet, it's going to click your distance a little closer. The cards you play, the number is going to give you initiative, and it's going to let you take the turn first, so maybe you can get to that planet first. But then they also have arrows on them. And if the card is pointing towards a card of that color, like for instance, this red 2 has an arrow that is blue. If that blue arrow is pointing towards a blue card, you are going to get an extra click, okay? And so that's basically the whole game. It goes pretty rapidly. I'd say in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And this is how you set it up. You get all your cards. Each person is going to take 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is kind of your discard pile. Okay. Now what you're going to do at this point is you're going to look at your cards and you're going to try to find some synergies between them. The synergies you're looking for is you want cards that match the color of the planet, so you get that free distance click. And then you want arrows that'll point to something convenient. Okay, like for instance, this card here, this is pretty cool because it has an arrow pointing to this side. Now, I could pick this and put it down with the arrow pointing to this side, meaning I would have a red card over here. That would really behoove me. But maybe I want to turn it this way so the arrow points over here, and if I had a green card, I would put it right there. Okay, so the arrows change depending on how you place the card down, top or bottom. Aha. Okay, so you get your cards, and then you're going to dispense some. So I'm just going to choose 2 arbitrarily. I'm supposedly exchanging this with my opponent. Okay, that's your first decision point. Your second decision point is once you get that, you can kind of throw 1 away. It's up to you and exchange it with the discard pile. Let's just say I'm going to do that. I don't really want to play a yellow card. I'm just going to, oh, good, I got another yellow card because that's how it goes. Now, once we do that, we are going to say 3, 2, 1, and we're going to place a card down. First here, second here, third here, and then we go back and we do a second row. Okay? Okay, so what am I going to do here? Well, I see in my hand that I have a green. I have a green, and I want it to point around this way to the red being here because this is a red thing. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1, boom, and I put my card down. Why is it important to do it like that? Because you're trying to win initiative. The initiative of when you take your turn and you get these extra 2 bonus points is going to be if you have the same color cards, or if you have the same, the same number of cards, like 2 3s, the same color and sequence, right? So the same color, both greens, but like 3 and 2 or something like that. The same color without the number sequence, and then finally, if you just have the high card, that's the order of priority. Okay, so we put this down, that person put their card down. Now we go here, 3, 2, 1, and look, I want to put that down, boom, like that, which was great. I put down the red, and it's pointing over here to a green card. That's going to be an extra bonus movement. We're going over here, and I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, boom, and I put it this way. Why did I do that? Because I have a green card, or excuse me, I have a blue card here. This card had a blue arrow, and as we do our second roll around, I'm going to place that card there. Boom, so it's pointing at a blue. The red I have on this blue card pointing at a red card. That's going to be very beneficial to me. And 3, 2, 1. Kaboom, I'm going to put that down. That's great because now this blue card with a red arrow is pointing at 2 reds, and my red card here is pointing back at a blue. So there's a lot of synergy going on there. Lastly, I'm going to take this in 3, 2, 1. Doom, I put this one here. Why does that help me? Because it's blue, it's a red card, but the blue arrow is pointing at a blue card. Okay, so we do that. Now we do the next decision point. Well, I should say we just finished the decision points and we do the first follow through of the decision points. So does the color match? Okay, so the card I have down is a 3. It's green. Click. I get that because the planet is green. This planet is red. My card is red. Click. Now, I think you only get 1 point for that. And what it says over here, when we do the card matching, immediately after placing a ship card, if the colors match the color of the icon at the top of the track, you get that point. So immediately after placing it, right? So I would have gotten that immediately. I placed this one, I would have gotten that immediately, okay? Over here, that did not match, so I don't get those. Okay, so now that's done. Now my opponent and I would go back and forth debating, who gets initiative to go. Okay, and now I am going to go ahead and I am going to take 2 movement points for having the best hand. Let's just say I won the best hand in each one. Whether I had the same numbers lined up or if I had the color and sequence, the same color or the high card, I would have gotten the benefit there. Okay, so there's 4 things. Just to review, from best to worst, same number. 2, same color in sequence. 3, same color. 4, in sequence. 5, high card. Okay, so this is in sequence here. I would have gotten that, right? So if you win those battles, you get the points. Let's just say I got those. Boom and boom. And let's say boom and boom. Here, boom and boom. If you aren't playing against another person, you take one of these spare dials, you put it at level 4, and then it just plays out as a clock, as a ticker going down to 0. Okay? Okay, so we took the benefit of the best hand, and now we actuate what the cards do. Okay, so I have a red arrow pointing at 2 red cards. So I get 2 more movements. 1, 2. This card has a red arrow, and it's pointing at 2 movements. So that's going to bring me to 6 and to 7. So I'm already halfway there on this planet. Over here, I have a green arrow pointing at 1 green card. That brings me to 5. And then here, I have 1 blue arrow pointing at 1 blue card. So I'm going to flip this over, this tiny little thing, and it is a 6. Over here, I have a blue arrow pointing at 1 blue card. And then over here, I have a blue arrow pointing at the same blue card. So I'm at 5. Okay, so I've actually ended up with different situations. I'm at 5, I'm at 6, and at 7. And the game wraps up at 12. Okay, so you can see it plays pretty quickly. The hardest part in the game is trying to keep the hand sequence in order. That's definitely the most complicated. And that's probably going to be, that's a lot to think about. Okay, so now how do I feel about the game overall? As a solo game with the clicker going down, it's fine. I think I have other games I probably enjoy. But as a 2-player game, I'm actually liking it quite a bit. There's a lot to think about, and I don't know if it's just me, but I can't comprehend all the decisions. You know, I can get the color to line up, I can get the arrows, but the biggest thing is if you get the card initiative, you get those 2 points right there. That's probably the most important thing, and trying to keep the order of initiative is kind of a lot. It slows down going 3, 2, 1 and then playing your card. After a few hands, after a few games, it was getting easier, but I still had to reference the rules. Regardless, it was still, a game with merit. Okay, so that is Cosmic Express Run, and if you get this Kickstarter, it also comes with promos for the other games. The reason I'm talking about this is because I'm such a fan of those other games. Okay, so for me, getting the promotional cards was worth it anyway. This one right here is just a kicker. And all the other ones really do. They just give you variants on the game, which kind of keep it fresh, although I don't need it to stay fresh because I like those games anyway. Okay, once again, that is Cosmic Run Express. Thanks, everyone. If you have questions on play, let me know, and I will talk to you later.